subscribe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cricket Nerds. We have a good video today because we're talking about a test match and we love test cricket. England versus Pakistan. It's a little bit dull today because the run rate was below 6 and over, and that's what we come to expect of England in test match cricket. But all joking aside, it's been a weird day of test cricket. What were your initial thoughts after the day play?
It started off quite funky. Harry Brook smashing things around. Another highest over ever by an English batsman. And that record only lasted a day. So that's quite exciting. And it was, brilliant from Brook. I think he's showing his class, which is so nice to see. I thought that he would struggle in this test series because he hasn't shown any ability against spin. However, it's not spinning, so it's just slow, which he's very good at playing, evidently. So yeah, England absolutely motored on, and scored another heap of runs. Was it 150 this morning?
Yeah.
Which got him up to a very decent total. I wasn't that impressed with Liam Livingstone. I thought he kind of threw his wicket away a bit, which, should we go on to Liam Livingstone now? Because we were texting about him earlier. Now, understandably, Ben Foakes, injured. Sorry, not injured. His health is injured. He was sick, so he couldn't play, which means Ollie Pope comes in to wicket keep. And as a result, both Livingstone and Jacks play. Now, we was like, when they first announced the teams, we were thinking, this is fun, but we do look very batting heavy. And as it turns out, it was an absolute motorway. So we could really have played 3 specialist batsmen and had, 8 bowlers and been fine. And yeah, the fact that Stokes hasn't bowled Livingstone yet, I don't know whether that's because he landed hard on his knee earlier and he kind of limped a little bit. Don't know whether that's the reason or what. But
it makes sense if he's injured because England have only used off spin. They've used left arm slow and a bit of Joe Root and Will Jacks. So they haven't used Livingstone, who was in the team as a bowling all-rounder. I would argue. If he's batting at number 8, he's playing as a bowling all-rounder. It's a bit... I know Bazball has done some strange things at Test cricket, but to have a specialist number 8 batsman, that's like taking it to the next level. I don't see that happening. So the fact that he hasn't bowled in 51 overs shows that there's something there. And in terms of his batting, I think the way he played is kind of the way we'd expect Livingstone to play. I think given the nature of the pitch, England needs so much time to get out these Pakistan players. And in a way, England were probably pushing to get, say, 700 by lunch, which if they didn't lose all those wickets, they probably would have done. So I can understand Livingstone's method of play. And we saw the same from Will Jacks. We saw the same from Ben Stokes as well, who was 41 off 18. You do well to do that in a 2020 match.
Yeah, it was that was better than anything he did in the World Cup as well.
Yeah, except winning the final game.
Well, yeah, that was all right. But it was a bit slow for my liking. I absolutely agree. And like England are definitely doing the right thing where on this completely slow, dead track, they're actually trying to get a result. And that is huge testament to Bazball and this era of trying to make cricket entertaining and fun again. Because I've looked at it from a fan's perspective where, it's cool to see people bat, but if there's not an even contest between bat and ball, it can get a little bit boring. But if I think of it from a player perspective, that must also not be that fun. Because if it's just days in the dirt and nothing's going to happen. They all know by the second day that this is going to be a draw. That can't be that fun either. So I think Bazball is a method for not only making it entertaining for the fans, but also for the players. And you can tell that England are having more fun.
Definitely.
Now, should we talk quickly about Pakistan's start? Because I've got to say, both those openers have batted beautifully. It has been absolutely gorgeous batting. However, they're not really going a lick that's going to invoke a win necessarily. Obviously, it's only second day, can't call it yet, but it doesn't look like they're really trying to get results.
Well, I would say that's probably the difference between England and the rest of the cricketing world, because England are playing different. They're playing a different style. And I think when you look at Pakistan's batting, it's very easy to think, well, if England had batted like that, because the pitch is obviously very hard to bowl on, if England batted like that, then they probably could have been scoring loads, like upwards of 700 plus, without having to smash it all over the place. Because when you look at England's dismissals, there weren't many that were out and out great bowling. It was more Pakistan got the wickets because England gave them the wickets in a way. Whereas Pakistan's batters, typical Test cricket, not giving England's bowlers a sniff. I know there were a few chances that England had, but they were quarter chances at best. Like they weren't going to be getting wickets.
I'd say there was one missed chance, which was the edge off Leach that Pope fumbled.
Yeah, and I think
that was difficult.
And it was, and I think that's the thing. The batsmen didn't give many chances, and the chances that were there were difficult, which shows that Pakistan have applied themselves. And it's very easy to think, well, maybe England should have done that and scored loads. But the fact that England took 101 overs to get 650 means they've left themselves a lot more time in the game. Especially given that a lot of the overs have been lost due to bad light. Because otherwise, if England were applying themselves, they could be on 450 after 2 days with no chance for victory. Whereas scoring this quickly is almost given that opportunity.
It definitely has. And hopefully we see a result. It would be really nice. But that being said, we appreciate cricket for cricket. We appreciate Test cricket for the sake of what it is. And if it ends up being a draw, that's fine, because we have seen some really high quality cricket. I think the key is hopefully there's a bit of change in the conditions going for the third, fourth, and fifth day, because that'll make things quite a bit more interesting. If it's keeping low, which I think Will Jacks mentioned in an interview after that it was keeping low a little bit more, or if it starts turning a bit more, if we start seeing some cracks, that'd be brilliant. That would be quite entertaining to see then, because wickets could end up falling.
We're in reverse swing territory as well.
We are, and that's exciting because England playing Anderson and Stokes, who are two of the best reverse swing bowlers that we've produced. I don't think I've ever seen Ollie Robinson use reverse swing, but I reckon he could do it.
Off all day, isn't he?
He's so consistent. Goal. He's our Josh Hazlewood, isn't he?
The B Tech,
very, very consistent. So I'm excited for it, to be honest. And yes, it wasn't thriller minute because England weren't batting, but props to Pakistan. Who knows? Maybe they were like, we'll just get through day 2. We'll set both of our batsmen up, get them in the 90s, and then we're just going to blitz them 10 and over on day 3. I hope it. I want Pakistan ball. I want them to just blitz it.
Pack ball.
Yeah, let's have pack ball.
Come on. Ball versus pack ball. Pac-Man, maybe.
Maybe.
But I think Pakistan do have a stronger batting lineup than their bowling attack in this game. You look at the players they've got, and they're very experienced, they're very skilled, and their bowlers are very inexperienced and were lacking in skills. And you look at someone like Zayed Mahmood, who has got 4 wickets on debut, which is great, but he's come away from it with a bowling average of over 50. which isn't nice for him. So
Was it
yeah,
a double gallon?
yeah. I saw
had a stinker.
He has. I saw a meme on Facebook about how Zaid Mahmood scored the quickest double century for England, and then it was just his face in an England shirt, just holding the bat and helmet aloft. So yeah, well done to Mahmood for getting your double figures, double century.
You know, I've got to say a shout out to Muhammad Ali for being Mr. Economy for Pakistan, only going at 5.16 and over.
It was great. England's worst economy is Ben Stokes with 5. So that shows the comparison between how England played and how Pakistan played. And I've got to say, I've enjoyed watching Pakistan bat.
Oh, beautiful shots, proper cricket shots. Yeah, like, and chanceless as well, which, to be honest, because I don't feel like England are in any danger of losing, which is a really odd feeling when watching England in a test match. It's really entertaining. As in, I can really appreciate the cricket from the other side. Yeah. Usually, I'm watching like David Warner hit like the crispy, like the nicest cover drives, and I'm thinking, he's lucky. We'll get him out soon. Whereas now I can actually appreciate good cricket, and I already knew that Imam Ul Haq was really good. I've seen quite a bit of footage from him. Abdullah Shafiq, though, what a year he's having. Like, he's so new into Test cricket. This is his 8th game, and he's going to be averaging in the 70s at this rate. So
he's a good player.
Very outstanding player.
Yeah,
what a find for Pakistan.
Well. Yeah, definitely. So there's lots to look forward to. Will there be a result? Who knows? We've got 3 days left. So fingers crossed. And thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Give us your Cricket Nurse questions. Let us know if you think the result's going to be a win, because at this point in time, it's looking like a draw. We don't know who's winning, because that's like the question you don't ask in cricket, is it? Who's winning? So you can put your predictions if you want, but at the end of the day, we never know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you follow us on social media. We are at Cricket Nurse Pod, and we will see you later.